Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Almighty.
Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The Street 919FM.com. News from the Street 919FM.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 4 o'clock news on the Streets 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube, sponsored by TNTech, the power to make it work. In the headlines, Caribbean Airlines to send home 450 workers as losses mount. TNT left out of Barbados' travel bubble program. Internationally, China administers 1 billion COVID vaccine doses. And now the news in detail. Caribbean Airlines is expected to send home a quarter of its employees across its regional and international network, 450 workers in total. The company made the disclosure in an official statement released today, in which it revealed losses of some $172.7 million or US $25.7 million and a 75% decline in revenue for the first quarter of 2021. Caribbean Airlines says the retrenchment is necessary in order to help the company survive in the short to medium term, notwithstanding current moves to reopen TNT's borders and facilitate international travel once more. CAL says after implementing several short-term measures to stabilize the airline, regrettably, the company is now left with no choice but to undertake further solutions based on its existing needs. The statement says in order to survive in the short to medium term, the company has to decrease the aircraft fleet to match reduced passenger demand, among other initiatives. CAL will be meeting with its employees and other stakeholders to discuss the best way to carry out the downsizing exercise, and says arrangements have been made to provide assistance to employees via its Employee Assistance Program. In other news, Trinidad and Tobago is not part of the Caribbean travel bubble expected to be instituted at the end of the month in Barbados. Over the weekend, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Motley announced the new travel bubble coming into effect at the end of this month for fully vaccinated travelers with negative PCR tests. Travelers from countries named in the bubble will not be required to do PCR tests or quarantine upon arrival in Barbados. However, citizens from TNT, Jamaica, Belize, Guyana, and the Bahamas were not included in this rejuvenated travel bubble, which means vaccinated citizens from these countries will still be tested at the Grantley Adams Airport, and unvaccinated travelers will be required to go into a 5-day quarantine. In her address to the nation on Saturday, Motley listed the countries outside the bubble and what their citizens will be required to do on entry to Barbados. International news, China has administered more than 1 billion COVID vaccine doses, officials say, more than a third of all vaccine doses given globally. The country's vaccination drive began slowly after authorities successfully suppressed virus cases, but incentives such as free eggs and concerns over an outbreak of the Delta variant have seen jabs accelerate. Chinese authorities aim to have fully vaccinated 40% of the country's 1.4 billion population by July. People in China are being offered domestically made Chinese vaccines, including the Sinopharm and the Sinovac vaccines. Both require 2 doses. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the Street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube. Recapping the headlines, Caribbean Airlines to send home 450 workers as losses mount. TNT left out of Barbados' travel bubble program, and internationally, China administers 1 billion COVID vaccines. Stay tuned to the Street 919 FM. I am Vanessa Thomas. Do enjoy your afternoon and stay safe. Aisha Wells, she's up next.